Hello viewers. Today's topic is the migration of financial documents to trade finance. Okay, this is one of the activities once you migrate to your ECC system to S4 Hana only when you are using the financial document functionality in the ECC system. Okay, so I'll help you with those steps now. I'll go to the SPRO transaction, SAP reference image. So there is a node conversion of accounting to SAP S4 HANA. So expand it. And as you know that for the conversion activities, you have to do a preparation and the data migration and the activities after migration. Okay, so preparation requires some sort of customization in which you can do the kind of matching between the ECC system and S4 HANA system. Okay, this part I already discussed in the previous video. You can check that. Okay, and today's topic will cover the data migration activity and the activities after migration. Okay, so I'll go to the here, and in this you have migration of financial documents to trade finance. Okay, so this video mainly focuses on the trade finance activity because this is a new for everyone, right? So I'll explain this. So I'll expand this and I'll show you this. Okay, as you can see here, there's a button called migrate master data of financial documents, right? So here you have to execute this. Then there is a button execution. Okay, so if you execute it, there will be a back job will be scheduled. Okay, so once the job is scheduled and completed, the data will be shown in the below node display migration status of master data of financial document. Okay, so execute it. So once we execute that button display status of trade finance master data migration, so the node will be shown as below. Okay, so as you can see here, so there are two nodes, right? In the repeated run 3. Okay, in the repeated run 3, you have issues found and the finished. Okay, so it means issues found means so there are some sort of issues which have to be addressed, and the finished transactions are 0. Okay, so there's no issue with the finished one, but there's an issue with the issues found. Okay, you have to clear that and come back. Okay, so if there are an issue and that you can make the changes in the S4 HANA system itself, that can be done. And once you complete that activities, and you can go to the batch job again, execute it, and the run, as you can see here, first run, second run, third run will be shown. So as and when you get some issues and that can be solved in the S4 HANA system, so you can correct that and you can run a job. Okay, so the more jobs you run there, and the more runs will be shown here. Okay, so like that you can perform that repeated runs till the issues are resolved, or you can still ignore those issues and you can set the migration to completed. Later you can do that activities as a post activities of migrational data. Okay, now, so the next topic will be assign the sales order to trade finance transactions. So as soon as this master data is migrated to financial documents, the next step will be assigning the sales orders to trade finance transaction. Because what happened in the SAP ECC system, so there you used to link the financial document to the sale order, right? So in the same way we have to assign the sales orders with the financial document. However, this functionality will be different. Okay, so because in this system the trade finance transaction will be a extra number here. Okay, so that is why we have to map these trade finance transactions with the sale order as an extension of it. Okay, so just execute it. So there will be a button execution. Okay, so if you execute it, the batch job will be scheduled. Once that is completed, the data will be shown in the below node. Okay, display status of assignments of sales orders. Okay, so as you can see here, there is a button, you executed there, and the display status of trade finance assignment migration. Okay, so this is where you can see the first run, second run, third run. So as you can see here, the issues have been resolved in the first run itself. Okay, if you have any issues there above the finish, you will find one more option like issues found. Okay, that can be addressed before marking this as completed. You can address, or you can do that after migrating, after setting to migrated. Okay. So once this is completed, then next option that you have to choose here is initialize risk check decisions. Okay, so you have to execute this. Okay, once you execute it, there is a execution button again. So if you execute it, there will be a batch scheduled. Okay, so once the job is completed, that initial data will be, the initialized risk check decision results will be shown in the next node. Display status of initialization of risk check decisions. Okay, so you execute it and you will be able to find the list of data here. Okay, as you can see here, so this is the third step, display status of trade finance risk check decision initialization. So there are two issues found in this run, right? So issues found, error message 2, and if you double click on issues found, sub node, so you will find what are the issues and what are the documents affected. Still there is no issue. So as you can see here, in the S4 Hana system, until and unless you mark the transaction as completed, mark the trade finance as completed, so you won't be able to edit any master data of the letter of credit. Okay, so for which if there are any issues that can be solved within the S4 Hana system, you can solve and proceed further. Or if these issues cannot be addressed here, so you have to set the documents as completed, then you will be able to access this, and you can make the required corrections, and you can proceed further. Okay, but what I strongly recommend you is, so whatever the issues that you face, so you can sort out those in a sandbox migration. You have to list them out, and you have to make sure that issues won't be repeated in your development system or quality system or in production system, because there are a lot of documents which cannot be modified in the S4 HANA system. So that is why you have to make sure all this are resolved before migrating the dev quality or production. So your final issue resolution will be in the sandbox itself only. Okay, so I'll just go to the reconcile check decision. So if you execute it, so there will be two options. One is show missing cases only. After that, there is an execution button. Okay, so if you check the checkbox and execute it, so there will be error records will be shown there. Yeah, so it means the migration of financial documents to trade finance has been completed as of now. Okay, so I just want to tell you that so whenever you execute these step-by-step functionalities, though there are some errors, okay, system won't let you stop. Okay, so you can still continue with the mark the trade finance activity as completed. Okay, so I'll show you how. So you might be having some sort of doubt. So how can we migrate this erroneous documents to success? Okay, so I'll show you that as well. Okay, before that I'll show you the complete migration activity. Complete migration of financial document to trade finance. Okay, so go there and execute this, and you have to once you execute it, there will be a button set migration to completed. Okay, so set that, and as soon as you click on it, so that will be set to migrated. Okay, so once this is done, so whatever the documents which are not migrated properly, still there is no issue. SAP has given us a other option called activities after migration. Okay, so you have to expand this, and there will be a button, there will be a thread, manual activities for trade finance. Expand it, and there is a option called complete migration of financial documents for unmigrated data. Let's say, so I'll just execute and I'll tell you what. Okay, as you can see, this is a master data migration and assignment data migration and RCD data migration. So as you can see, these are the steps which we executed before this, right? So if you have such issues in the master data, you have to choose the checkbox master data migration. then the next step will be this, and next step will be this, and this can be do one on one, and you can do by clubbing all these activities. Okay, so let's say if you do not have any issue with the master data migration, but you have some issues with the assignment data migration. Okay, you can still select the required checkboxes here, and you can execute it. But we have to remember the financial document which was there in the ECC number, no, ECC system should be given here. Okay, so you have to give it here and execute it, and the activities will be started. Okay, so this is how you can migrate the trade finance documents, okay, from the financial document of the ECC. Okay, so this is the video for now, and in the next video I'll show you how exactly the letter of credit in the S4 Hana system to be created. Okay, so I'll show you with the detailed steps in that, and how exactly this can be used further. Okay, so thank you all, thank you for watching this video. Shining off.